Hello, everyone. How was your Monday today? I watched everybody. I mean, it's a lot going on in sports today, so they didn't get a chance to obsess over the Cowboys like we wish they would obsess over the Cowboys today. But we got to hear a few things and a lot of excuses for other teams and things of that sort. So it was a pretty fun day watching that, and I haven't felt this good. In like what 20, 26, 27. It's been a long time. You know what I'm saying? Since we've been in this position. I mean, we've been like a high seeds before. We've been number one seed probably when we shouldn't have been a number one seed, you know, and it seems like every time that we come through the playoffs, we have to play against, the narrative is the Cowboys always losing the playoffs. But the reality is we always losing the playoffs to the 49ers. We always losing the playoffs to Aaron Rodgers or to that Rams team that was just annoying that went to the Super Bowl. But my point is we were not the better team. So the way the narrative plays is that we are failures because the people like to have fun on that and make money off of that at the end of the season. We're not failures. It's that we ran into a team that was better than us. Last year we went into a team that is better than us. They like to say that, oh, the Cowboys failed. No, when we got there, our cupboard was bare. We had Dak and CD. And they had a bunch of people. And that's what happened. So this year, I'm not feeling that. I mean, last year going into the playoffs, I was saying that to you. I was like, well, the receivers can't catch. We were saying it over and over, and the receivers ain't catching the ball. And we see how much we've upgraded with Cooks this year, who I did not think he was going to be that much of make that much of an impact. And the impact that Ferg is making is ridiculous too. I mean, do you even think about Schultz anymore? It's that. So we're in a position now that we hadn't been in before. Now, I'm not saying we're the best team, okay? That was very confusing. We're not the best team. The San Francisco 49ers are still the best team. But it feels good this year. You know what I'm saying? If I had this team going up against them last year, I would have felt better last year. But last year, I knew going against that team that we were at a weak spot at wide receiver, and then then the running game just shut completely down. And when the running game shuts down, we're overly dependent on the pass game. And when you ain't got one, that happens. So we ran into a better team than we did last year. This year. This is the phrase, cautiously optimistic. Cautiously optimistic. That's how I feel right now. I understand two things. I understand two things. One, at the trade deadline, I was really hurt because we didn't go after running back. I mean, I was hurt. I remember calling my son's father, godfather, and I was like, "Man, I'm in a depression because we could have got this, baby. We could have got." And Derrick Henry was really in my mind because he was kind of available at that point. And I'm like thinking that what Derrick Henry could add to the football team, in times that we're up by two and a half scores or something like that, and need to run the ball to run the clock out. Just hand it to Derrick Henry, 4 yards. 2 yards, maybe a little pass or whatever to get the 2 yards first down and keep the clock running. Now our passing game looks good in that situation, but running the ball is far more efficient because you don't have a chance for a tip ball or little things that happen in the passing game. It's just a simple handoff to a big strong dude that will hold that football. That's easier to me. So when we didn't do that, I wasn't even into the Shaq Leonard thing. Goodness, I wasn't into the Shaq Leonard thing. I wasn't into the Shaq Leonard thing as much as I was into get a running back because a running back would help. So I'm still, even though we looked good yesterday, I'm still a little bit worried when we get to that point against that big old team. The last two teams could be really big, really hard to run on. When we get to that, I'm still worried about, do we have enough physical mass in the backfield. Now, on the second, that if we have anger like Pacheco, like if Pollard and Rico turn into like a piece of Pacheco and start punching everybody as he's running, that works too. We saw that last year. That works too. But we need some kind of physical nature that taxes the defense, if you know what I mean. It's something to get me down. It takes something out of you to get me down. And then at the end of the game, we're going to take the last bit of energy out of you just to get me down. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. And the fact that we talked about this year, McCarthy talked about being that guy and being that type team, and we don't even have that type personnel, kind of annoys me still just a little bit. The second thing is I was bent out of shape about the Detroit game. Now it got covered up by all the mess. And what really messes with me about the mess in the Detroit game? And it's not the week before when CD got his pants pulled and nobody came to our defense. Nobody said anything about us and how we should have won that game. I really won that game and the officials took it away from us. We didn't hear anything from that. We don't hear anything about the tripping call that wasn't a tripping call right before Detroit gets the ball back. And the reason why Detroit gets the ball, we didn't even get any. I'm not even getting into that either, because that is just weird that we don't get any kind of credit for that stuff. But the fact that they're saying that play should have been good, but if that play was called good, how was that fair to the Dallas Cowboys when you walked over to that defense and told him that guy was eligible and then that guy ran for the touchdown? How is that fair for the defense? I don't understand how Tony Kornheiser just said it on their show or whatever. He said, well, Dallas played Detroit, but Detroit really beat Dallas. They're still saying Detroit really beat Dallas. And if that play was fair, it would have been really a punch in the Cowboys' face by telling them this guy was eligible and then allowing that other guy over there to catch the ball. Because Jay Luce said it, Parsons said it, but they told us 70, so we watched 70, which makes all the sense in the world. So that is the part that really irks me, that if you let that play go, then you have literally screwed over the defense because you told them to watch the wrong guy. But all of that drama covered up those bad calls by McCarthy at the end of the game to actually give them a chance to get the ball back. All those passes and all that kind of stuff. So that's number 2. So it's a run game and time management. Now, to be honest, these first 2 rounds of the playoffs, neither one of those should be even. We shouldn't have time management issues at the end of the game. We should take care of both teams. You know what I'm saying? The run game, Pollard should be able to run on both teams. It's just when we get to the NFC Championship game that those things might rear their ugly head. If they rear their ugly heads before the NFC Championship game, I think we're all going to explode, because then our season is a failure. Point blank. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If we do not get to the NFC Championship game, our season is a failure. Just because of the way it's set up. We're at home. We're playing teams that we are better than. Right? Cautiously optimistic. That's the phrase right now. Cautiously optimistic. We have not been in a place that we've had. Most of the time, we've gone through the monsters, like I said. But now we have an easier path. Even if, and watch those Rams. If the Rams can somehow get past Detroit, which I think they really can, and then go up against the 49ers, and if there's one team in this playoffs other than us that can beat the 49ers, it's the Rams. It's not the Eagles. I doubt it's Detroit. Doubt very seriously it's Detroit. So the Rams are the only team that I like. They may be able to do it because, one, they know their team, and that was a psychological blow to the 49ers that Sean did for the Rams. That was so brilliant. Oh, you're not going to play out your starters? Oh, you know what? I'm not going to play my starters either, and I'm still going to beat you. And that's what he did. So that was scheme on scheme. You know what I'm saying? Backup quarterback against backup quarterback. That was a psychological blow. So I want to see what that develops into, and hopefully they can get past Detroit so I can see that come. But it certainly can happen this year. And here we are, Monday, the week of the playoffs. We should take care of business. We should take care of business. and move to the next round. But I'll talk more about the Green Bay game in depth tomorrow. But right now, let's still enjoy this game tonight, and let's sit back, have a drink or two, and just get ready for a lot of stress. Stress we haven't had in a long time, but we're probably going to get a lot of stress because we have not felt what it feels like to get up the morning of the NFC Championship game and we got to play a football game. I can't even go any further than that. Bye. I'll talk to you later. I didn't already hurt myself. Bye.